Welcome everyone to Saturday Evening Chats. This is episode number 104, and we are live with Mr. Chris from the 740. Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
You are absolutely welcome. Thanks for being here. And we have Mr. Rob D, the New York Outcast.
What's up? Thanks for the invite. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us, folks.
You're absolutely welcome. And we had Foss on, but he had to run and do something, and he'll be back. So, let's get the intro rolling. Maybe if I can figure out how to do this.
In a world of uncertainty and turmoil, one man stands alone, along with his faithful sidekick. A man who entertains and educates the masses weekly, 70% of the time. Born out of the dusty plains of Washington State, now from the coastal forests of Oregon. The man, the myth, the man, G23.
Okay. I never get tired of playing that intro.
It's one of my favorites.
So,
It's a damn guy.
yeah, we have first in Chris from the 740, G Webs, the Misfits Darling is out there. So far, she hasn't started talking smack about Rob yet, so we'll see what happens there. PNW Woods is out there, Tactical Fud, Rich White, or crap. Yeah, Rich White, Mike White. Alaska One Andy is out there. AR Guns is out there. We have Balding Curious out there. Warsaw Patriot. So, welcome everyone. And I know Rob doesn't know the little surprise discussion we have for tonight, but I was watching Gear Reports on Thursday evening, and they had this company called LEO Takedown that was out there, and they have some pretty cool products for the AR platform. I'm not an AR fan, so I asked the question, when are you going to do this for the AK? And yes, they said they are trying to do this same kind of standard for the AK. So, without further ado, I'm going to show what we're talking about, and we can kind of discuss if this is a good idea, bad idea, something people are interested in. So, they see if I can. Hopefully, I'm on there. So, I want to go to see all photos. So, this is a setup where you can. Let me find a good picture. So, you could have a backpack. You can take your firearm completely down, and with just a little right here, you just take this and your barrel swaps in and out. So you could then go back and have different rifles. So you could, I mean, look how small you could get this.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not
Yes.
sold. It's probably a spot for it. Somebody's gonna like it or whatever. But I don't. Yeah, I don't. You know, great. You can fit it in that small box. I don't know. That doesn't impress me. I mean, you can already break down an AR. I guess the only advantage I would see is that, a quick barrel swap out for something. So maybe there is something to this, but in my opinion, it's not something I'd be interested in. But I'm sure there's a purpose for it somewhere.
Think about how much easier you could go from 5.56 to 300 blackout to 350 Bushmaster to pretty much anything on your AR-15 platform.
Yeah, but I mean, how much quick? I mean, does 5 seconds really make a difference to you? I mean, to swap over 2 pins versus a quick connection on a barrel. I mean, I assume the quick connection is quicker because it's one connection. It looks like a slip collar or something, but you're talking 2 pins. I mean, this has been going on for how many? Since the 60s. Again, I'm not trying to knock anything. I'm sure there's a place, and people like to spend money, but it don't do anything for me.
See, I'm not a huge fan of the AR platform. But we all talk about innovative. What new innovative kind of stuff? And this is kind of pushing that innovation line. Where you could easily swap between different
no. Yes, it's innovative. I give you that in a sense, but it's almost like for the problem that didn't exist type thing. I mean, I could see this if you were talking about, a full auto weapon to swap barrels out quickly. That would make sense to me, but it doesn't. That's not practical to most people in most cases. You know what I mean? So I don't, again, for me, I don't see it, but I'm not trying to knock it or whatever in a sense. It's just, I'm sure it's not cheap. Innovation usually isn't. And, there's no reason, for 5 seconds in a normal situation, I'll park around the block to save a buck. So.
All right. So if you did have that set up and you're running a barrel under 16 inches, so you got the pistol brace on it. Now you're going to put your 16-inch barrel on it. Are you going to shoot it with the pistol brace, or if you're going to go to the trouble of buying that gun and having it, are you going to just SBR it?
I assume you're asking G23.
I mean, I can see where all that would come into equation and stuff. If I was gonna do something like that, I would have like 2 separate lowers set up. One that was set up just for like all your pistols, and one that was set up for all your rifle styles.
Okay.
So I would not then, have that kind of. I'd do something like where they have it, where you have like your dedicated pistol calibers, and then you have a dedicated rifle caliber where you're going to be running your rifles and stuff like that.
Well, don't you have to swap out your mags and bolt and all that when you go from pistol to rifle in most cases with an AR? I mean, I don't swap and play around a lot, so I'm assuming, but the 9mm round is not going to fit in a 5.56 mag or weld or any way you do it. You're going to have to do something else to it, right?
Well, okay, so I do know, for instance, like if you're going to run 300 blackout you can run the same bolt carrier group. But like, if I run 224 Valkyrie, I got to switch out the bolt carrier. It's different. Got a different bolt on
That
it.
time
So-
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right, though. I mean, there's a lot of different parameters here to this. Like,
Yeah. Oh, but so even if you're swapping out your bolt, that's just you could easily swap your barrel. Take your 223 barrel off, push that pin, pull your bolt out, swap the new bolt carrier in, slap your new barrel on, and you're 3 seconds?
yeah.
But what's that really doing, dude? Like, are you doing this in the middle of a gunfight? Is it, competition? Because I don't think you can just change up your setup in the middle of a competition. And if you're down and everybody else is running, you got a minute to swap things over.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
but think about
I don't mean to sound negative, but I still don't. Where's the sizzle, man?
I don't know. It was just something that it was like, damn, that's actually kind of cool looking.
Mm. Maybe for like particular calipers, maybe there's a shooting group out there where you do just swap and I don't know, you drive a Lambo and don't mind blowing money, sure, you know what I mean? I don't know,
Well,
what the hell.
Or say
but-
if you go to the range, if you want to be a little lazy, you could just swap your barrels instead of having to swap uppers. And then
But
you only
that's
have to.
too big, man.
That's still, think about all
Oh, if
the
you're
weight.
that damn lazy, somebody else should have
Think
drove
about-
you to the range.
Think about all the weight that you're saving with, you're not having to take, 12 different uppers with you. You only have to take 11 separate barrels than the one you already have on.
Now, I'm
I
not
see
saying
the
I don't like it.
facility.
I think it's cool. I kind of like it. But here's the thing: I've never SBR'd a rifle before. So how many parts on that? When you SBR one of those, how many parts of that have to be engraved? Do you have to do the upper and the lower, or just the lower? Or
I have no clue.
so that would be kind of like if I was going to go to the trouble and spend the $200 to SBR, then I would be interested in it, because if I can swap from a pistol barrel to a 16-inch barrel or a 20-inch barrel or an 18-inch barrel, then I think it's pretty cool. But I don't know what the rules and restrictions are for the SBRing of that rifle or pistol, whatever you want to call it. Basically,
Are these
pistol.
proprietary, or is that something you can attach to your stuff?
No, this is, you buy this little lock here, and then
Like
you
a
buy
kit
the
deal, and you can. Okay.
yeah, and they are
Okay.
going to be coming out here pretty soon with an upper. You'll be able to buy the upper that's already integrated with the quick detach here, and then all you'd have to do is buy the piece that goes on to the back of your barrel, so that then
Are
you
you
can
allowed
quick.
to say what the price point is? I mean, not that we're trying to sell anything or we're not advertising for people. We don't get a kickback. Well, I don't. I don't know about this Glock guy, but I don't get shit. So
I don't get a single thing. I don't get a single penny for this. I
Good.
believe they're not super cheap.
I'm curious what we're talking here, because normal parts are pretty much super cheap. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that you can add it to what you have. That's a plus. If you don't like it, you strip it off, whatever, you don't use it much, but kind of suck if you buy a whole rifle set up that way and then never end up changing it for anything down the road or something. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a cool option that you can add it on. But are you talking the cost of another gun? Are you buying a high point to do this, or are you buying a
So
SIG to do that?
You're talking I'll pull up the screen share, but it looks like it's about $300 to $450.
All right, we got two really good comments out there. First, Warsaw's got the best comment. He said, "We'll just repeal the NFA and then we can legally swap out any barrel length we want." That would be awesome. The Thoughts of an Old Soldier brought up a really good point. And I didn't even think about this, and he's 100% correct. Every time you change the barrel on that, you are going to probably have to re-zero.
Probably, because I mean, unless that would have to be a really tight lockup, and machine
if you're
parts.
Going, let's just say you go,
there's always going to be a little bit of play.
Yeah, especially if you go from a 7.5-inch barrel up to a 16 or an 18, you're definitely going to have to adjust your dot, your scope, whatever you're running.
No, that's true too. Yeah. When you look at it that way.
We're definitely not going to get sponsored by LEO. We're picking them apart here.
So this is LEO takedown, and you're talking. If you go with just the takedown kit, let's look at the details.
Well, they're proud of that.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's cheap. So you're talking.
Whoa! Look at that sliding scale. Whoa, bro! What's up with that?
Well, you got all your if you want the LEO takedown with black bag and extra coupling, you're probably, or your tan. If you just went with LEO takedown and extra, you're talking $355. Now, if you go there you go.
Sure, the market, man. I mean,
So with the bag, extra coupling, and this part here, your actual takedown, you're talking $450. So,
no, man, it's almost a PSA right there. To somebody like me, that's damn near another rifle. So, but again, I don't think this is marketed towards somebody like me. So,
it's not cheap bastard friendly.
Yeah, I don't want to crap on them. I just, honestly, to me, it's one of them, as they say, that solution to a problem that didn't really exist, except that they're happy to take your money, but but again, that's just me personally. There's probably somebody out there where the right combination, it might make sense. So I mean, that's something I can't off the top of my head think of all the transfer switchover combinations, but maybe for the right person it does make sense. I don't know, but not for my cheap ass, especially when I can just pop 2 pins. And in a lot of cases, you're going to have to switch more. You're going to have to add an insert. You're going to have to change a bowl. Different mags. I mean, it's I don't know. Like I said, to each their own. You know what I mean? So I have no clue. I do like the idea that somebody's coming up with something. You know what I mean? But I thought I heard something about an AR that broke down really small or something, which again, it seems different. I mean, unless you're splitting like a 20-inch barrel in half somehow, I don't see how it's much different than just separating pins. And if you could drop your barrel size just with a quick deconnect, you know what I mean, and then swap your muzzle brake right back on or something, that'd be pretty cool. You can go from indoor to outdoor or something. You know what I mean? I don't know, but just that I just don't see how it's really saving you much time, even in a competitive market. Chris could probably speak more of that, but I'd assume, when you're down, you're reloading mags, you're doing whatever switches you got to do, maybe watching the next round or two go through, try to, mentally go through it, make sure you're all set right. You probably got a little bit of time. I assume it's not just you and 2 other guys running a match. So, switching something over to save $500, taking, even if it takes a minute. I don't know where the real gain is. But again, maybe I'm missing something, or maybe it's just me. What do you think, Chris? Where is this? Is there an area this will excel in the sports market?
Well, we were kind of discussing that before the show about competition. Like if you had, they were showing a couple different 9mm versions of it, but kind of went all out the window with thoughts of an old soldier's comment out there.
Yeah. So
because I wasn't even thinking about the whole zeroing of everything. So that kind of throws it. And like Critter said, I do what Critter was talking about. Like my 300 blackouts, I use the same lower for all my 300 blackout uppers. So, and like you said, just pull a couple pins. I'll take a bolt carrier group out, slap it in. Yeah, so
we've definitely had some more people jump in. So Michael Hurtneck, Critter 9A, Georgia Trapping Fishing, Andy 79Z28, Artac and Daughters is out there. Burnaby Sanchez is out there. Lee, Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Joe Morgan is out there. So welcome everyone. Jet 001 is out there. So
you would think there's got to be some kind of practical application that, like I said, maybe we're missing, maybe between just, I don't know. But
I think the practical application is fun.
Maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I doubt you're going to get somebody to come on and talk with us about it. Not after this, but
so, yeah, I'm so small of a channel. I'm so small of a channel they wouldn't even notice that I did something like this.
Yeah, but if they would, that would speak highly of them. I'll put it that way. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe we're missing something here. Put that invite out there.
Yep, I will try to reach out to the company and see if I can't get them. Eagle Run 23 is out there, so welcome. And Gizzard Gary's out there, and if I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll try to catch you when I see you comment again. No, I stumbled across this watching another live stream, and I just kind of thought it was a little interesting.
No, I think it was a good chat about it. I think we finally picked it apart
and the ability, and so the one I can understand with if you had a gas tube failure, you could easily just swap to another barrel that is already has your gas tube already set up and still be out at the range having fun instead of having to go and try repairing, whatever before you can go shooting again.
Yeah.
Or you could go from you could have different. I mean, look at how you could have this all set up. I mean, think about how much fun that could be at the range. And I think that's more kind of what this would be. Or like if you're in your vehicle, if you wanted to have a truck gun, you could have this broke down and it would take up less real estate in your vehicle. And I mean, look how easy this all kind of.
I think less is debatable, man. I mean, your barrel length is your barrel length. Where it sits on a receiver or where it separates, you still got so many inches of material. I don't know, as far as footprint, but I mean, I'm with you on maybe cool, something different to mess around with, but adding another point, another, I don't know, something like that in the serious workings of your firearm seems like it's another possible failure point. It's adding more weight. I mean, I don't know. And, the whole zero aspect, like he's saying, once you start switching out your links and stuff, I just, I don't see it other than, an expensive toy, I guess. But again, I don't want to harp on something. There might be something I'm missing, but yeah, you can
It'd be
already, like we said a dozen times, you can already it's just 2 pins. I mean, yeah, 450 to pull a nut instead of push 2 pins. If that's what floats your boat, by all means.
and like I said, they are coming out with an upper that's going to be integrated with that. So then all you'd have is your attachments for your barrels. So if you were building another one, you could easily do something like that. I don't know. It's just kind of something that it looks
How much
cool.
did they pay you, man?
Definitely.
I know. I
innovative.
just go back to running my AK. See, this is why you guys don't want me to come into the AR market. 'Cause I'll screw it up. I'll screw up your AR market. No, okay, now this is a cool picture. I don't care who you are. The Jason hockey mask.
That hatchet is
It's all
nasty.
right, but I think it's just playing on the whole cool factor of shit. They slap some tactical whatever, and some badass from this unit put his stamp on it, and now everybody wants the damn thing.
I mean, so this is how it attaches. You can clearly see how it.
Do they give like any examples on their website? Like, more of a practical and not just look at this cool stuff? I assume they have a website. Probably where you're getting these images.
That's off the Facebook. Let's go back to home. So let's read what they have. One, they say, I'll pull it up so everyone can see what's going on. We got Michael Dunn out there. So it says, move from discreet carry to ready in seconds. LEO Takedown is patented advanced barrel change technology designed to be easy, tough, and reliable every time. 100% American made. Military grade steel. The LEO Takedown is advanced barrel change technology that easily retrofits mil-spec AR-15, M4, and M16 rifles designed to meet the high standards of law enforcement and military personnel. The LEO Takedown provides instant barrel remover, caliber swap, and barrel length changes. It allows teams to discreetly carry their rifle and rapidly move to ready in seconds. The LEO Takedown maximizes your team's capability, transforming a single rifle to support multiple missions and a range of tactical applications. I'd watch the video, but I don't want to get a
Well,
copyright.
I mean, all that sounds cool, but I still don't. You know, they don't give any examples of, you know, can easily from this to this on the fly, because obviously you're not just easily swapping a rifle caliber. I mean, rifle to pistol or something like that. I mean, you can, but you know, if you're discreetly in a team, I mean, you're not swapping parts in a hallway as you're going into a place or something. Yeah, and again, why? There's other firearms for that, in a sense. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. This one's maybe I'm thinking too much. I don't know, man.
They do have a lot of videos on their website. What barrels? Mil-spec barrels with a diameter at the barrel extension of 9.75 to 0.980 inches.
Shoot, I know around here the police, they'll load up in a parking lot somewhere and everybody will show up and then they slap their vest on, everybody gears up, they go through a little last minute prep, and then they head across town to the neighborhood they're going to. You know, and people are usually communicating back and forth on movements and all types of shit. So I don't know, you know, and we're not even, you know, this ain't the mafia or something here. You know what I mean? So I don't know, you know, and anything serious, I don't think you'd want any downtime with a gun. You know what I mean? Honestly, there's other guns for that you can conceal better. I wouldn't want downtime. You know what I mean? Obviously, but you know, if you're talking something like that, I don't know. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they're really doing unless they're. I don't know. I guess there's something for somebody, but I'll just shut up.
Yeah, I so you could easily. Let me go into one
They
of their
can sell
barrels.
this shit, but I can't sell my displays. What the hell's going on, people?
Backwards world we live in.
Yep, they can definitely sell this kind of stuff because people are out there. It looks like we got Jason Stewart who jumped in.
I got to put like LEO high-speed tactical RL displays up, and I'll be good to go.
That's it. So, since you brought up AKs, G, should we answer Jet's question? Let me go back and find it here. He basically said, is anyone worried about not getting Russian ammo? And I thought that was kind of a...
No.
Okay. Well, so I had my answer to that is that's one round, which we kind of talked about that on my live stream the other night, that's one ammo that I do buy factory ammo because I don't reload 7.62-39. So what I'm doing now, Jet, is buying 7.62-39 brass so I can start building up a surplus of brass, and I'm going to start reloading it.
There's always going to be steel case.
Well, yeah, but even right now, I don't want to pay what we're paying for it, though. I mean, it's ridiculous right now. I mean, I'm sitting on a lot. Huh?
So I wish the AK guys would be honest. That, you know, somebody bring it up in a chat a couple days ago, but really, I think the real reason everybody liked AKs and nobody wants to say it, whatever, is because the shit was cheap, man. The gun was cheap, the ammo was cheap. It's not the same no more. So
I used to get
Yeah,
$4.
I don't
I
see
used to
the
give
draw.
$3.99 for a box of 20.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, unless
we
you got something going on and wear track suits and like shooting while you're squatting all the time, I just don't understand what the hell the draw is to it anymore. Really, I mean, granted,
so
it's great for what it was designed for, but it's like everything. There's other shit, and so when you're talking the costs and everything else, I don't think it's going to be as attractive to people as if this continues, basically.
So, like what I said on Chris's live stream when we were talking 762, when the scandemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call this, crap that's been going on, 762 was one of the very few calibers that was still on the shelf and it's still at a reasonable price. And so people were like, well, I can't get 5.56. I can't get 2.23. I can't get 300 blackout. I can't. But what they were saying is, hey, look at all this 7.62 that's still, $300, $400. So I'm going to go add me a new caliber. And they bought a rifle, which drove the prices up. They started buying up all the ammo. And so now all of a sudden the ammo went from $250 to $300 to now it's $450. Supply and demand. That's what the American market is. We've always been based off supply and demand. And
yeah,
so then they're like, okay, well, how do we stop this? Because there is all this surplus ammo. So, okay, now we're going to cut out Russia. We're going to cut out anything, and stuff. So now they put a scare out there. So why do they do that? So they can drive the price up even more and make more money.
Yeah. Warsaw was saying, he said, Chris, it wasn't just because it was cheap, and FYI, they're not cheap to put together. No, I get that, Warsaw, and I didn't say I was shooting them because it was cheap. I love the AK platform. I shoot AKs a lot. I enjoy. My buddy Keith and we set up stages and go shoot AKs like we do USPSA style matches. I love the AK platform. It's fun I love taking a whole day at the range and just shooting an AK.
yeah. I don't really have anything against the AK. I just think sales are probably going to drop, and maybe the attraction will be a little less to it, due to that. Somebody bring that point up before, but it's a good point, I think. And the market goes up, prices are up, this or that, but still, I mean, people don't want to admit it, okay, but statistically, because everybody loves their credit cards and keeping up with the damn Joneses, 70% of people are in debt. So they like cheap. They like to go online and act like they got the best of every goddamn thing, but they're cutting corners where they can. I mean, admit it. Yeah, I mean, shit, I buy some cheap shit, off-name stuff, so I'm not rich. I drive an old car, you know what I mean? So, the people always like to say they got it one way, but if you can save a few bucks, a lot of people are going to go that way and justify it, and that's where the AK fell in. And now I just don't think that's going to be the case for a lot of people. So,
well, another thing,
whether people want to admit it or not.
Another big thing that contributed to a lot of that AK ammo starting to disappear off the shelves too is Ruger put a Ruger American out chambered in that 7.62-39, and they sold tons of those guns.
Yep.
Because they were what, $3.99?
The firearm was cheap. It came out during the scandemic.
Yep, right at the beginning too.
And the ammo was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2.23, 5.56, all your AR ammo was already flying off the shelf, just like the 9mm. And so everyone's like, okay, well, now I need another caliber. Now I need something. I need a new rifle. I need something that I can, keep shooting and having fun with, oh, look, here's 762, and it's, at a lower price.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go get this. Like what Rob was saying is, I want to help that pocketbook. I don't want to overpay, yada, yada, yada. And so it drove the 762 market from being at a lower price point to being now you're looking 40 cents around roughly for steel case.
Here, the cheapest in my town that I can buy wood for Tula is $12.99 a box. So I've been buying the Bellum because it's the same price and it's brass
Yep.
base. So yeah. Now Monday I went to the Sportsman's Den, which is about 45 minutes from here, and they did have Red Army standard for $9.99 a box. I know you can get it cheaper online right now. I think Travis found it the other night on one of the streams for $7.99 somewhere. But that Ruger did put a huge dent in the ammo there for a while, because when that American came out, I mean, you saw there was like a huge boom of videos all across YouTube. All the bigger channels were buying the gun and shooting it, and that was one of Ruger's super popular guns there at the time. So Artax says he can get it for $8.99 a box at one place, $12.99 at another. So
I think a lot of people like AK for the, I don't know, I don't know, movie reference, historical, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just one of them guns that you just know, even like I guess you could say a 1911 or a Glock or something like that. Maybe due to certain movie characters or whatever, I guess there's probably lots of reasons people like guns, but I would think an AK is one of them iconic guns. And maybe that's another reason the market drives the way it does, in a sense. So I'm just throwing ideas out there, thoughts. How you doing, Floss?
Oh, doing good.
So Warsaw says, here's a question. You think we can switch other sources for 7.62 39 and 5.45 by 39? Absolutely. There's plenty of manufacturers manufacturing both those ammo calibers in the Philippines, in Yugoslavia. You could sit there and name all these different countries over Asia, Europe, that manufacture this ammo. So to say, well, why couldn't we, switch off of Russian ammo? Well, it's easy. And
there's who is it that's going to start making it?
PSA is talking about starting to make steel case 7.62. Now, will they? I don't see why they wouldn't. They are making an American AK, so why not, make the ammo to go with your rifle if you want to pump up the numbers of sales for your rifle. So we'll go back a little bit. Foss, I emailed you that link. Did you look into it?
Well, no, I did not go back. I forgot to go back and look at it more. But overall, yeah, it's not for me. Just, it looks like it is well made, but it doesn't interest me personally. The biggest thing is the cost, honestly.
if you use it for like a breakdown for, backpacking or something like that, sure. But like we were talking yesterday, I don't, using it just so you can swap out barrels. It almost seems like a recipe for disaster because, you're swapping this and swapping that, and you swap the wrong thing with the wrong thing, and then you got a problem.
MCK's out there trolling. It's a bastardized weapon that he's talking about.
I was waiting for you. I saw it pop up. I'm like, yep, he's going to be on that.
I think I even commented when he
man.
had his last video when he had that bastardized weapon in there. I'm pretty sure I even made a comment on that video, bastardized weapon.
I think they look cool.
Well, there's lots of things that look cool that just shouldn't be.
Well, and what if you need the footprint of a AK or 7.62, but would still prefer to run an AR? I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe you're training years of experiences on an AR platform more so. Sure, you know how to run other weapons, but this is your baby. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can see there being preferences for things like that. So, in a lot of cases, I think there's a place for everything. All these little weird things, even those little don't rape me guns and things like that. There's a place, but it's just, is it practical in the sales pitch they give you? I don't know. I don't know, but everybody's got their preference. I don't see nothing wrong. That's innovation, G. I thought our G23. I thought you were all over innovation. That's how the show started.
Innovation is cool, but it doesn't mean that's still not a bastardized firearm. I mean, you are kind of cool. You are, it's like,
thanks, I'm cool.
Cool thing.
Thanks, man.
And then all of a sudden, when I saw you in a Glock shirt, I was like, oh man, I lost so much respect for him. It happened. I mean, you talk all this smack about, I only run MMPs. The next thing you know, here you are wearing a Glock team shirt. I mean, what can you say?
You can say, what is that? Photoshop's real, man.
Or you can say Rob got caught as being a secret Glock lover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see what happened to my Glock a couple videos back, if you haven't.
I saw where you took all that time and effort to draw the Glock logo on a sign, and then your horrible shooting hit the chain, which caused the chain to break. You couldn't even hit the target. You had to shoot the chain.
You'd be wrong, man. You'd be wrong. See, and you don't even check the comments for verification, but it's okay. It's okay. No, that only took like literally, I don't know, 20 seconds to make that Glock symbol. I did, search it and then just look at it and draw it. But I'm fairly good with my hands with some things, although I'm not an artist. And if you checked, it stated that was my second shot, and there was clearly 2 impacts on the back of that target. So the chain actually stretched the little hooks. So I didn't hit the chain, but hey, you Glock guys, I know you're gonna come up with anything to try to justify things,
So you're saying you're using inferior, cheap chain that could not withstand.
The chain's fine. It was the S hook, but the S hook came from my cabinet downstairs with 200 pounds of this and that and whatever
Yeah.
supply. So, I don't know the rating of it or the hardness or whatever. It's just there and it worked. But I thought it was kind of funny though that the second shot, the damn Glock target just fell apart. I think that's I don't know if the sight slipped off. I don't know what happened there.
It was probably your Glock sights that went flying off on the range.
No, I didn't have any Glock sights myself, so I know my M&P started laughing though, and it was kind of funny. Nah, it was strange, but that shooting. I'm still running out of a mixed bag of 9mm, so who knows? Some of those rounds are probably different grain rates. Some of them look decayed almost. There's tarnishment on them, and they're all running fine through my Pro Mag magazine that everybody hates. So I don't know what to tell people. And my M&P's eating it all up and not choking because everything wasn't perfect and ideal.
Well, looking at Jason's comment out there in the side chat, it looks like I don't have to bring any Glocks to the gun range for us to shoot tomorrow.
Oh no, you should take one and get him to shoot it and video him shooting it.
He'd probably like shooting the 40. That 10mm is fun.
MCK, I got you. You have MCK's email address, don't you, Chris?
No, because Kingpin had to invite him on the panel the other night. I've been trying to get him to send it to me so I can start inviting him on my panel. If you got it, send it to me.
Actually, you know what? Let me see. I may have his email address. So, just FYI for everybody, there will be a G23 IG page returning. So,
oh man,
They let you back
look
in, or
out
you
now.
sneaking around?
don't worry. There's just going to be a
Come on, Rob.
G23 page coming back. So, we can discuss more off air.
So you get suckered, pulled back in the IG.
No,
You're addicted, aren't you? You're one of them YouTube people that just can't stay off the chats, huh?
No, I don't think I have his.
Kingpin sending it to us. What would we do without Kingpin?
Not have a.
Oh, without Kingpin, there'd be more single Burger King girls. I can tell you that.
With I can tell you right now, without Kingpin, this channel wouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would just be watching videos and commenting in live streams. But Kingpin reached out to me to go do a live stream on his channel, along with Seven Wonders and some other people. But we were having scheduling conflicts. So I reached out to Kingpin and Seven Wonders and said, hey, how about I go ahead and set up a live stream and you guys come on? And that's where Get to Know G23 with Kingpin and Seven Wonders happened. And then from there, it spiraled into me doing live streams and Foss coming on and being my co-host, and 104 episodes later, we're here today.
Jason, what is up?
Afternoon, fellas.
Yeah.
Evening, y'all.
Hello.
Hey, Rob. Foss, Chris. Good to see y'all, man. Thanks for the
Always.
energy.
Always good to see you, Jason.
So definitely
Real quick question, if you don't mind.
go ahead.
Can your wife say hi in the background? Can we get proof of life that you didn't feed her to the peacocks?
Rob wants proof of life. He wants you to say hi to him.
Hi, Rob.
Hi.
There. You happy?
Cool.
I did not feed her to the peacocks.
Nope.
Almost
She
thought about
actually
it.
said hi to me too. You see that? I'm getting somewhere.
She was kind of wondering if, because she's like, Rob hasn't said hi to me in a while. Is he pissed off at me?
He's
Oh
stuck
no,
up.
I thought he was mad at me.
So I want to say hello to Kingpin. Great dude. Reloader 762 is out there. Another great guy. Timothy Burkett. And so, yeah, definitely we have Foss on the panel. We've got Jason Stewart, a great guy. I mean, Mario Molina is out in the crowd. So, yes, if you get MCK's email address before I do, go ahead and forward him the link if he wants to come on here and try to defend his bastardized firearm.
Okay, I got it.
Sergeant Joe Smith is out there, so welcome.
Yeah, Kingpin already got it to both of us.
Cool.
He put it in a group email. Do you want to do it, or you want me to send him one?
Go ahead. I'll let you forward the email I sent you.
All right. Hold on a sec.
The wife's watching the Kentucky Derby, so if you guys hear her start screaming because
You got any money on it?
You want us to believe you're not abusing her?
exactly. No, see, we go back quite a ways. I told the wife I was like 3/4 of the way asleep because I had worked a double shift the night before. You hear her? She already knows what I'm going to say. I told her to go to a place not too far. It was like a couple blocks from the house, and they took horse bets. I was like, go put 10 grand on this horse. And she thought I was joking or whatever. And when she woke me up right before the Kentucky Derby, that horse won. And it was like friggin' long shot odds. I think it was like 80-1 odds. And if she would have listened to me, I'd be a multimillionaire. I wouldn't be here today. No.
So what are you saying? You would have ditched her and took off?
I would have kept her. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, you said you wouldn't be here, like you're, speaking of your life or something. I'm just curious. So,
Toy Town Inc. is out in the crowd. Welcome. Wow.
if I was her, I wouldn't put the money down either. I've been like, yeah, okay, you crazy, 10 grand, shit. Okay,
you should have a link, MCK.
Yeah, he said he's putting a fuel line or something in a mower, then he'll be on.
Well, now you tell me.
Well, that's what he.
Thanks for all your hard work, Chris.
Might have got told I placed a bet.
No, she told me I thought, and she's like, yeah, I didn't go place that. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to work tonight. 80-1 odds is the horse that just won again. So
Somebody made a lot of money.
yeah,
Wasn't me.
right?
I used to bet on them horses.
I Okay, let go of the racehorse and get your. Right? So, Mr. Jason, did you see what we were kind of talking about?
I came home and tuned in, and you were talking about AK-47, 7.62, 39.
Ah, um, yeah. So we were talking at the beginning about these LEO takedowns, but I think we kind of beat that up. They're so you could on your ARs, you can like easily swap between barrels and stuff like that. It seems interesting, kind of innovative, but I don't know where they would fit in the market. I mean, it is an interesting concept, but I think like all of us say that until they can drop that price point, I don't see that it's going to become.
You mean takedown is it comes apart in two pieces and you can store it?
Yeah, so you can take your you could do a quick change and say you could go from 5.56 to 450 Bushmaster to 300 Blackout. You know, all your AR, um,
That's
your
how they advertise
AR-15
it.
platforms.
It's like a slip ring, you know what I mean? But you still gotta, you know, if depending on your caliber and whatnot, you still may have other stuff to deal with. But it's basically a quick connect slip ring or like your air hose connection, Jason.
Oh yeah,
Something like that on the barrel. So
I've seen this set up before. It's been a couple of years since I've seen it, but I saw a company that had a lot of interchangeable barrels like that real quick.
Yeah, there was another one, but this one is supposed to actually be. It's 100% American made, and it has a better lockup system.
If they're targeting the LEO market, then they're not concerned about bringing the price down.
Yeah, I think they're targeting LEO, so you could easily have it set up kind of like this, so you can easily swap between.
it kind of makes sense. They don't care who they hit. They got a union, right?
Yeah, they're more. See, something like this would be kind of cool for like going to the range. I think that'd be more of what this would be great setup for is range toy.
Yeah, I don't know. I like how it packs up and everything, but I'm not really seeing why law enforcement would need such a thing.
So what?
They got plenty of room to keep their rifles in their car. I don't see them in the need of having different situations where they need to change calibers and barrel lengths or any of that.
So what?
I think they could get by with one gun to handle a lot of situations.
When they're sliding through air ducts and popping out of your toaster, they need a small gun, apparently.
So what he was talking about was like for bicycle cops or cops on horseback, motorcycle cops, they could have this in a backpack, and if they needed to then have a rifle, they could easily just deploy this. Or like if they were undercover, like at a music concert or whatever, they could have this in a backpack, and there's less likely that people are going to start flipping out. And then if something would to happen, they could easily, in seconds, deploy the rifle and be ready to get into the fight.
I don't want to cut in on Jason, but if you're at an event and there's a bunch of shooting going on and crap's getting crazy and you see some guy sneak off to the corner whipping guns out of his bag and assembling this What are you gonna think? You don't think he's a cop, or you don't think he's part of the problem, or I don't know. I don't know if that's like a smart way of doing things. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was a law enforcement officer, I'd want my weapon readily available and
Ready to
functional.
go.
Yeah, like like if I had a problem with you and your AR's in your backpack and mine's in my hands, you're probably gonna lose.
You're already reacting to an action, so you no matter how you slice it, you're already behind the ball. But everybody's heard my complaints, so I'll go back to you. I'm
I
sorry.
want to thank G Webs because he posted a link to the LEO Takedown AR-15 at SHOT Show 2020, and he says there's a video of it in use. So there is a link from G Webs to kind of see it if you want to see what it can do. Um, if I had one of their reps on, and I could be talking to one of their reps, and their rep was giving me permission to show one of their videos, then I would do that without worrying about a copyright claim or channel strike or something like that. But since I do not have any of them on here, I can only discuss and show pictures. And G Web said that video is only 2 minutes long and there's no sales pictures in there. So it is out there.
AG said that's his video.
Well, does G Web see a practical use for this?
Okay. So if he says it's
Out of
his video
curiosity.
and he's giving me permission to use it, then just a second, let me open up the YouTube side. You guys can discuss, and I will bring up the video.
Since I think G Webs has seen similar ones at SHOT Show and whatnot, so I think he did. I think I remember him doing another video. I don't know if it's the same company, but I'd be curious on how he would compare the two.
If G Web wants to come on and discuss this, he can. You have his email, right, Foss?
Yeah, I can send him the link.
Okay.
Just take my
I'd
photo.
assume the Chinese one's cheaper. I mean, if it works, it's cheaper. Yeah, I'm all for American products, but if you're talking like you can order it for $50, I'd probably be going for the Chinese one. I mean, if you were looking for it, or test it out. So I don't know, unless it's junk or something. But I'm curious on the price of the other one. Now that somebody said there was some other brand, but this is American, so
Well,
yeah,
one,
I'm
I
curious.
think the other one is like a 2-part process on how you have to take the barrel down and stuff. I don't remember exactly, but it's definitely not as easy as the LEO. So,
Yeah. I was just
oh
curious.
crap! I did forget to do something, so let me. Share screen with audio. So I am going to play G Web's video with his permission. So YouTube, bite me.
SHOT Show 2020. It's Thursday. We're down here at the Leo or LEO? Leo Takedown. And I saw you playing with this AR, and I talked to Easton about this. Let us know. What's the deal?
Yeah, it's the Leo Takedown. Retrofits any mil-spec upper, mil-spec barrel, AR-15. Allows you to instantly pull straight in, straight out, break down your rifle, change barrel length, change barrel caliber, break it down, carry it discreetly. Just depends on whatever the tactical requirements are. So you can go for this 5.56 barrel straight into this 300 blackout.
Oh, okay. So the part that's on your upper is not caliber dependent?
No.
Okay.
So any caliber that'll run in any caliber that'll run in an AR-15 platform, so all the way down from 9mm all the way up to like 458 SOCOM and everything in between. And then you compare our takedown unit with a folding stock, and you get an incredibly small gun.
Right on. And that was in something that's about the size of a lunchbox or
It's a drill bag, man.
drill. Right on. So how long have these been out?
This model's been out since July 1st, 2019.
Okay.
So a little over 6 months.
And it's a free float then?
Free float handguards work, but there's no proprietary parts other than our coupling. So any mil-spec barrel, any mil-spec upper, commercially available handguards, same standard gas tube, gas block you'd always use.
Okay, so in other words, if you've got a handguard that's your favorite, this will interface between that and your receiver.
The only thing you want to make sure of with the handguards is it has a flush back in. That way it meshes up nicely to the face of the Leo.
So because there's so many versions, you can't say every one, but most of them are going to.
Right, and a lot of guys find a handguard they really like and might have those anti-rotation tabs, and they'll just take a Dremel and grind them off.
Okay, so you can modify it.
Right.
Right on. And it's USA, I suppose?
Yes, sir.
Where at?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Right on. Hey, appreciate taking the time. Looks like we got some people at your booth, so maybe it worked.
Thanks.
Right on. Have a good show.
The guys and gals at gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching Gun Websites.
I misunderstood. I thought it was LEO, law enforcement officer, but I think it's just the name Leo.
Yeah.
So
I actually remember that video. Yeah, I see that's pretty cool, how it could, especially that little pistol, the way it broke down inside that small bag. I get it, but I just don't see the law enforcement aspect of it. But
well, I think that was a mistake on my part. I don't think they're targeting law enforcement because I saw the LEO and I thought law enforcement officer, but I think that's just Leo like a lion. So I misunderstood.
oh, okay, I got you.
The name.
I think after all the bitching I did, I think it's kind of cool how it popped out of that drill bag. I will give it that. I could see maybe for, some escort services or security or, personal security type things. In some cases that could be maybe okay. That didn't take long to slap together in a sense, but especially if you're anything to do with a bunch of children or certain places, maybe you're not legally supposed to carry, but you're carrying anyway. That's your job. You'll leave if you have to. There's a lot of different aspects of things like that, but something like that, possibly. It'd definitely be, I think you could blend better with a camera bag or something like that in the background than, some discreet gray man case in some cases. So, for that purpose, I could see a use, but the whole swap around other barrel thing, I still stick with that there. I really don't. Not getting it, but
the only thing that I'm seeing right now is, that's just a barrel swap. That's not changing your sights or your optic. So how practical is that going to be? Wouldn't it be better if you just wanted to do a swap, to just pull the upper and swap the upper just as fast, and your sights and your dots, your scopes and everything would still be, zeroed. If you're just changing the barrel, isn't that going to throw off whatever you're using for sights?
Yeah, there's no chance that you're going to be able to zero two calibers two different barrels to the same zero on that thing. But imagine the idea is if you know one and the other one, you just click your optic over or whatever, right? Just click your sights over.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about, on the fly caliber change, but the breaking down of that, especially with that folding stock, I mean, if you're, a backpack gun or packing it in, or you just had a nice, case set up with all different, configurations going, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't see using it on the fly though.
Where I see this would be a good idea is if you had kids, you could still have your home defense firearm, mag loaded, ready to rock, and then not have the barrel in it. You're not going to be able to chamber around, and have a round chambered, but you could, easily have it set up and ready to go, and then slap the barrel. And, I think that would be one good way of having it set up.
Nah. No. Like, boom, I heard something. You know what I'm going to do? Start putting together my AR.
Well, something that'll fit in a box or a little case like that might have a practical application even for a teacher in a school, principal, something like that. You can keep in a file cabinet. Something's going on. Only really takes you a minute. Really, you should lock your door, check your situation out before you're doing anything anyway. It came out of nowhere to them, in some cases. Not that I think teachers shouldn't be able to carry themselves, but as backup, maybe even a janitor's closet.
Well, just like you're saying,
common area.
Just like you're saying, so you don't have to carry around like a guitar case size thing. You're carrying around a little
right. Something that if for some reason a student did see, not that they'd have access to, but it doesn't have anything to resemble a firearm, or a funky parent or somebody, or you know what I mean, things like that. Kind of out of sight, out of mind until the last minute. And it looked like you can assemble it pretty quickly if need be in that situation in a secure area, and maybe help evacuate or something like that. I think that would pass better than a gun rack in a closet somewhere, you know what I mean, in schools.
So same thing applies. Now you're going on a vacation, you're going in and out of a hotel. Why not have that thing with your luggage? You know what I'm saying? You just got it with you.
Yeah, if you got the extra funds and want to be low key, I could see that aspect. But the whole snap around deal, I'm not seeing the practical part of it.
How much is that adapter part that they were showing?
So for the bag, the adapter, and like two adapters that go on different barrels was $450.
So that's just the front end, not the stock part. That's not an Ace, I guess. It's some other their own stock thing.
I think it's just a flip ring and an adapter.
Yeah.
In the bag, so you can attach it to yours. Although they're offering their own upper down the line according to what they were stating. So
actually it's on the website. The upper is on the website right now, so I'll share that screen. I just saw the
whenever that was, I was in 20, I guess. They were downstairs, like it says. I was on Thursday. I was just farting around. So I had the story behind that video is I don't have any idea who those people are. That guy was just sitting there fiddling with it, and I was like, people will probably like a video of that. Like, I don't know what it is. So I walked over there and I said, hey, you want to do a video? And he goes, yeah. You didn't know who I am, and I didn't know who he was. You saw the video. I didn't do 2 takes or nothing. And whenever it ended there, I walked away. So I don't know how much. I mean, I basically saw the sign said "Made in USA," or I wouldn't have walked over there. But I don't have any affiliation. I don't know anything about it. So for the whole upper $349, and then
it comes with your
that's
gas
more like
tube.
a set, because they just said you don't need any of that other stuff.
Yeah. if you wanted to, you could have all this. You don't have to buy this. You can go.
Oh no, that's the cap that you put on your barrel. I was thinking
Yeah.
that's the cap block. That's the cap you put on your barrel so your gas tube don't get bent or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's handy.
So this is if you already have the AR and you want to do it, you can get it as cheap as $300 just for the LEO takedown. But if you want LEO takedown and extra couplers, you're talking $355.
So it's 300 for just the coupler, and that's both sides and the cap.
Yeah, the takedown and
Okay.
extra coupling. So
Okay.
you
And then
get
if you want more, obviously it costs more. But
Yeah.
basically $300 to take the barrel off your AR.
if you
So
want.
that's the thing. On an AR, you can get that folding receiver extension thing that makes the stock fold. So
Yep.
that's fine. But unless you're going to take your barrel all apart with a wrench and everything, you're not folding the front end of an AR. So this
So-
accomplishes that. And in the process, they did it in such a way that it's not caliber specific. But so basically, it's like $300 to make the barrel come on and off real easily on your AR.
And then if you had other, you can get just the barrel coupler. Once you have the other, they're $60 a piece.
Did you by any chance get hands on to that slip ring yourself? It
No,
looked
I
like it
didn't even
didn't take a lot of pressure, and it also looked like he pulled it backwards to release it. Pulling it
Yeah, I
didn't
backwards, I think, is a bad idea. Like I almost think you should like twist it and then slide it because obviously, I could just see that being a problem. You know what I mean? Especially if you lean against something for support to take a shot or something like that.
So
The last thing you want is your barrel flying off. You know what I mean?
So, this you do pull it back to release the barrel, but you have to.
Did you hear that?
It will lock and unlock. So you have to rotate the coupler that's on the receiver side. You have to rotate that left or right to get it to the unlock position, and then you can pull it back.
That guy
So
was just super comfortable with it, so he just
Yeah.
did it super fast.
Okay. All right. Just checking because I was going to say, just right off the jump, that looks like a flaw design to me. But that's, our design flaw or whatever. But as long as they got
They
something
probably-
for that. 'Cause that
They
wouldn't
got to
be
put the
cool.
one side on the barrel because there's not enough room on the receiver side unless they made it like a big wart hanging off of there. They can only put the threads on the receiver side. They got to put all the spring and everything on the other side, I would think. I'm just surprised that they can put something in there and it doesn't affect the length of the gas tube, because wouldn't that make a difference, you think? Like, it has to have some dimension, and the gas tube isn't like a random length. It has to meet up with the key and everything. So I'm surprised that they can just put it on any handguard and anything. I guess because it takes away your, what's that thing called? Delta ring and all that. I guess it must be the exact same dimension as the Delta ring or whatever else you had on there.
Yeah, I think that's what they
I
were
don't know.
talking about.
It's a little
So-
chunkier to me. But
Walter Davis says, so basically they made a kit to make your AR like a crazy sniper takedown from 007 movie.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's the goal. There's no reason to take the front off except to obscure the, whatever you want to call it, like the silhouette or the dimension of it for carry, because it doesn't, it's not going to do anything to make it more rigid or more accurate. They don't even claim that because it doesn't, but it doesn't make it more weak. It just adds another layer of parts. I don't know. It's probably a dozen parts in that thing. So it just adds a whole bunch of more stuff and cost. But otherwise it's, if for just travel and for being discreet, I guess that's the way to do it. It adds weight for sure. I don't know. It looked metal, right?
Yes, it's 100% metal.
But
Couldn't you
who cares?
also,
Not that much weight, and it's weight in a good spot. I mean, if you're going to put weight on an AR, you might as well put it right in front of the receiver like that.
Wouldn't that also give you the rapid ability to swap that barrel and then swap your bolt and ditch that stuff, and it would be hard to trace your rifle to a recovered bullet or shell casing, right?
Now you had to get all criminal on it.
I know.
I'm just giving a different point of view is all I'm saying. That would be
Not really.
You still
Not
got your
anymore.
fire
And
defense,
you
extractor, saving your brass, or it's, I don't know. We probably shouldn't even get on that angle of conversation.
I'm gonna get this company's product banned because of my big mouth.
No, all that stuff is interesting and it might be useful for court and stuff, but think about what happens if you used a steel brush instead of a brass brush. And if you're a criminal and if you really wanted to obscure something after the fact, it's just a tube with metal. Couldn't be easier to obscure it. What if it's a million other things? So there's nothing that costs $300 and weighs extra weight that is going to make it any easier for a criminal than a piece of sandpaper or a circular rasp. And a real criminal knows all that stuff. We're not teaching anybody anything. It's the novices who don't pay attention to that and watch all these CSI shows, and they think that there's serial numbers and some kind of individual fingerprint striations on threading, and that every time we use a steel brush or accidentally get a squib and we've got to smash it out of there, that we don't change our own rifling all the time. You know, they don't think that metal doesn't move and that we don't clean things all the time, and then, you know, buildup of lead obscures it into fingerprint grooves and then you clean the lead out of there. That's all just fantasy theater on TV anyway, designed to suggest that guns are a vice and that those are the things that the police have had to do to stop the whatever. But in reality, it's just ways to get paid overtime to do theatrics and stuff. But again, criminals have known how to destroy a machine since the beginning of time, since they threw the first rope or rock away that they used to hurt somebody.
I think it's programming, honestly.
First person that killed somebody with a rope threw it in fire, threw away evidence.
Yeah, every crime is going to be solved within 30 minutes with commercials. Every shooting, every stabbing. You know what I mean? When you look at the statistics, unless it's personal, a lot of times the people get away. They never get caught. So but you believe the shows, it scares you straight, like fingerprints and all that. I mean, a lot of stuff isn't as clear cut as people state if you don't screw up on your part. But there's a whole nother, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's not like TV, and all these apartments don't have a badass CSI team with a hot chick and all this stuff going on either. It's not how it works, or the funding.
Yeah, or like, let's throw unlimited resources because we found some semen and a fingerprint and a bullet. Like, let's just throw the lab at this for weeks. 24 people in a lab,
Now, if you're a senator's kid or something, maybe. But you know what I mean? The average person, I mean, shit, my house was robbed. They didn't want to take no fingerprints. I had to bring it up. They didn't want, they took a CD cover or something, and I never heard jack shit ever. You know what I mean? So they got nothing. I mean, it ain't like TV. So I don't know. Unless, like I said, maybe you're somebody in that town or something. You might get treated a little better, or there's a straight up murder or something really severe. In some cases, but even then with murder.
Got robbed a long time ago with police come and everything, and then it's like, okay, where's these mug books? They're like, it's the movies. Like, there's no such thing as mug books. Like, we don't have pictures of all the criminals.
The post office used to. You used to be able
that
to go
might
in the
be
post
people
office
that have.
and look through the FBI's wanted
There was
list.
the wanted posters, yeah. But that's
One
different
thing
than mug books. Mug books was like in the movies, you think like every time a bad guy got a picture taken, they put it in some book, and then every time there's a victim, they look through this book. Like, that might happen on a murder or something, but I don't think that happens very often.
Basically a lineup or something.
I just thought of when I saw Defense Dad's comment about that looks cool and all, but I already have a discrete bag that stows a 16-inch barrel, upper and lower broken down. With that Leo, when you separate them, your gas tube is exposed. It sticks out of your handguard. That would be a concern for me because you've
Well,
got
it's got that cap. They come with that cap thing.
Oh, I didn't see the cap.
Yeah, it was included with all the kits that we've seen.
Never mind.
But no, they must have the same thing because as soon as you bend that just a little bit, it's not a gun anymore.
Creates a weak point, man.
Oh, it's way worse than that. That's like super vulnerable because it's sticking out and it's just an aluminum straw, basically.
Well, I guess if you can't get your weapon deployed in time, you can stab them in the throat with the straw or the eye, right? Yeah.
No, come on. Then you get a bunch of eye water into your gas tube. That'd be like the worst thing.
Flush it out. A little compressed air, a little parts cleaner. You're good to go.
John Lott posted 4 videos last week where some CSI show was talking about the Bushmaster AR and how it was specifically made to shoot through bulletproof vests. The plastic guns, just like in that one movie where the plastic gun looks like 2 Tic Tac containers stuck together, and it shoots 2 bullets. There's like that one movie from the old days. They do that in the bathroom of an airplane, and then they talk about machine guns, and it's a guy with a Glock with an extended mag, and somebody comes up and shoots him, and then as he dies, he goes to the ground shooting off his extended mag Glock full auto at everybody in the crowd, as if when you die, like you start shooting everybody. And then I forgot what the last one was. The last one was, I forgot, probably printed guns or something, but there was 4 examples that he put up like from the TV show. I'm thinking it's like recent, like over the last week or something. It's so crazy to watch. I haven't watched those kind of shows in a long time, but it's a movie. It's like a TV show. It's crazy.
So definitely want to thank you for allowing us to show your video.
Oh, that's why I jumped in, because my lawyer said I needed to come in and say, I can't believe you showed my video. That way I can
Damn it.
It was a setup, man.
But definitely everyone should go over and thumb up that video and leave a comment, help his analytics out.
Well, what could be done to the AR to make it better?
Throwing it in the garbage and grabbing an AK.
Oh, you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to that. Is it oh man, what did they call it? The one that's a 22, but it's the scaled down one from SHOT Show last couple of years.
Oh,
the 60% size one.
yeah.
Something.
I can't think of the name.
But it's anyway. So that one. No. It's the one with the Wii Tactical, and they've got those cool patches. I forgot what they call it. The something else 15, like for something else 15, right? Anyway, it's 15, a little
22.
No,
it's a 22, but it's just the same way that one SIG is a scaled down 1911. It's like a scaled down AR,
like a cricket.
Yeah, it's the size of a cricket, except it's 60% of an AR in every dimension. Like the trigger guard is 60% smaller, the barrel 60% smaller. So it's just super cool.
Okay, like miniature, like
It's designed so that you could train your kids on using an AR platform, just like
But it's to scale for a little kid.
Yep, and I think
what it
holds 3 or 5 rounds.
Well, I guess this one had one.
Right to the Jeep. Good to go.
I think it's a JR-15.
That's what it was. JR-15. Yeah. Anyway, I want one for me. I don't have little kids. I just want one because they're cool. They're the size of a cricket.
Yeah.
Come on. You're going to make videos where you're like a giant holding that little gun and stop lying.
And then from the way that they built it, it's not like some of the BB guns or other 22s where they just make like a, the outside dimensions are the same. Like they literally made everything. So like there's little hand guards, little stocks, little pistol grips. So that means like Magpul and whoever, if they want to, they could make little scaled down versions. Or if nobody does, then we can 3D print little scaled down versions of all the different stuff and make all the different little miniature versions of the big guns. I think that would just be neat. Just for no other reason than to do it. It's like having a useless vehicle or something, just to do it.
I can see it now. The ripped cuffs on a shirt, and then the green paint on the hands, and then we'll see the gun. And he'll be like, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry."
I'm thinking of a JR-15 and then the biggest scope I got. So it's like a giant scope. I got this big scope that my friend bought a time ago, and it broke, so he just gave it to me. It's like a giant scope.
Put a spotter scope on it.
Nobody remembers the Hulk. Come on, man.
No. I think I watched cartoons for like maybe a total of 2 years when I was a kid.
He's not talking about a cartoon. He's talking about Lou Ferrigno.
Oh. Nope.
You've at least seen Knight Rider, right? Some rerun, something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kit is the shit, man.
The Night Industry 2000?
My stepdad had the same style Trans Am, and even he had it when I was in high school, and I had trouble getting in and out of it. It was so low that, it's kind of, you lean over, put your hand on the ground, and then roll out of it.
Didn't it have? It had T-top.
My Civic some days.
Yeah, I was a T-top car.
All you had to do was take the T-tops off and then stand straight up, and then put the T-top right back on.
I don't know, man. I want the button where you can get the spikes out of your tires and halfway drive up a wall, and the bulletproof but yet the speed.
What are you talking about? I just want that turbo boost.
Oh man, Rob, turbo! Come take a ride in the Honda. No,
that Honda would not even keep up with my 300 turbo. I'd leave you in the dust.
I don't know.
I've eaten many Hondas in that 300 turbo.
Bad
all
news,
Honda
Rob.
are not
You
the same.
can't get all that in a Chevy.
I've heard that from lots of Honda owners.
Well, his Honda would shake itself apart.
Yeah, his Honda would fall apart halfway because of.
Hey man, that shaking and rattling and like sounding like things are gonna explode—that's part of the ride, bro. It's fun.
Yeah.
But Kojo is out in the crowd.
It's hard to talk sense to Honda people because they can't hear you because there ain't no damn muffler on their car.
No, they got that fart can. They got that fart can exhaust, trying to make themselves sound better.
And they're always thinking about the next part they're buying.
Oh God, no. Hey, it's not. You can get any part dirt cheap in any color, man.
You know what this
Glock's coming out of me.
I was gonna say, this sounds just like the Glock that he secretly has. He can get all the parts for dirt cheap, and he doesn't worry about if they fall off. He just goes and gets another one.
Yeah, they're cheap. All right, I don't like where this is going. I like guns.
We know. We know how much you love that Glock you have.
Hey, can I just throw out there that this looks like it is National Nurses Week? Just for people that I never knew about was such a thing. National Nurses Week.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I mean, I think it's probably a good thing. Nurses probably should be recognized, I think. I mean, I don't see them as heroes like all these damn places tend to think nowadays. I mean, you chose your job. I'd say the same thing with a military member or cop or firefighter. I mean, you chose your job. Being a hero is doing something above and beyond, not doing what you're supposed to collect a paycheck for. But I do think some do outstanding service with as far as, dealing with people that are really sensitive, people that have issues that put them there and maybe aren't the cleanest of people and things. Some nurses do an outstanding job at making somebody feel like a person instead of a problem. So I think that should be respected and honored.
I dated a nurse for a while. I showed her my appreciation very often.
I get hit on them all the time. I know they're supposed to be nice to everybody, but I think they're more nice to me in some cases. So it's crazy. I told my kids, I'm like, dude, you need to go work at the hospital. Like every time I go over there, man, I can't get caught in an elevator with a chick without a problem. And sometimes I've been there with my lady and they're still hitting on me. Like I know there's a line between nice and everybody doesn't hit on me, but I tell you, if I want to feel better about myself, all I got to do is go to the hospital.
We got a commercial on the radio here from one of the hospitals, and they have a lady on there talking about being a nurse, and sometimes you got to do things above and beyond your job, and sometimes you got to sit and hold somebody's hands while they cry. And every time I hear that, I think, she must work in the billing department.
Yes, she probably does. So Miss Vanessa Kitty has jumped in there, and I did not say hello to Abigail, but hello.
So you got to think of all the crap nurses deal with. The guy that never takes a freaking shower, the dude that's foot is like green and brown and black and acts like he don't know what the hell the problem is. It's stinking up the whole freaking ward. There's some strange people out there. You know what I mean? And nurses got to deal with all of them. They got to deal with you and them. So that's pretty good on their part. I couldn't do it. I'll tell you that much. I'd get fired for kicking somebody's ass or, asking why they didn't wipe their ass or something.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people call them heroes. We can give them a week so that they get the appreciation for choosing that line and then sticking with that line. Because no matter what you perceive it, or for whatever reasons you go into it, I suspect it's one of those occupations where it's even more extreme than you could ever imagine, right? Unless maybe you grew up with nurses or something. But it's one of those, like you just said, I mean, can you imagine all the stuff they got to deal with? And then there's probably times when it's just nothing going on, but because there's the potential of anything going on, like they're never at ease. They don't have, like, let's say firefighters, they can just sit around eating spaghetti and watching TV and playing video games. Unless that bell goes off, they don't get worried about nothing. A nurse, if she's sitting there playing video games and somebody dies,
collecting cookies and giving tours to the hot single moms in the neighborhood.
Talking about firefighters? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Rob was talking about, like an emergency room nurse and all the things you come across and the things you'd have to put up with. But, on the other flip side, I imagine being a nurse at a children's hospital would have to weigh on you hard when you go home at the end of the day.
So,
definitely.
Mrs. Hotshot says, okay, is going to my first real shooting match with Reloading from the Hot Pot. So Chris 740 and anyone else, do you have any advice for a first timer? I have the perfect advice on how you are guaranteed to win and take first place. brownies, X-Lax frosting. Everyone's going to be dumping, and you'll be the only one on the shooting line. It won't matter what your score is, you'll still win.
Have you been doing a shoot before? Like, do you have any idea what to expect, or are you literally?
Yeah, she's been
going to the
on
range?
according to
Yeah,
videos from her.
Yeah,
I'd recommend coffee and give them something else to watch. You know what I mean? But the husband might not want that. So, you'll probably win.
like I said.
Do we know what kind of shooting match? Like IDPA type of thing, or is it like Mark's long range type of thing?
She's going to be shooting her first USPSA match tomorrow. She was actually supposed to shoot her first match with me last Sunday with Gene and I, but she wanted to watch more, which was smart. So she'll be fine. She just needs to go slow. And don't break that 180. That was the best advice I got the first match I ever shot. Guys like, go as slow as you want and don't break 180, and the speed will come the more you shoot.
I think she's going to go with my idea.
Well, I would,
think you should
I'm not a professional, or, whatever you call it. I don't know, sports shooter or something like that. So I don't know, but whenever I've got involved in anything physical or, mind, all that, I think, having a clear head, I don't know if you meditate, anything like that, or even just, take a walk around the block, think about things, walk through things in your head, be confident the night before, in a sense. And then the day you're going, I would do some stretches and things like that. Just people, I don't know, it seems like people overlook it, but your natural movement's a lot easier if you're stretched out, if that makes any sense. I don't know if you're, in anything like that, but and these tough guys probably wouldn't admit it or whatever, but you stretch your back out, stretch your legs out a little bit, you can move a little easier. It's just, you're not fighting yourself to do so. So clear head and body, I think, would probably be ideal. Maybe, if you normally drink a bunch of coffee, then I'd stick to that. If you don't drink a bunch of coffee, I wouldn't drink a bunch of coffee that day. Those types of things. But again, I'm just throwing ideas out there a little bit. What's helped me through certain situations and things. So it doesn't matter to me if it's a job or if it's life or death. I'm always working it through my mind, usually the night before. It just, that's my process.
Yeah, I'd say definitely have your confidence. Even if you got to dig deep and find your inner warrior spirit, your inner competitor, have some confidence about it. And if you're scared and your heart rate goes up and the adrenaline's pumping and you're scared, did I do this right? Are people watching this and that? Push that aside. Embrace it. Don't be scared of those emotions and feelings. Embrace them and use it somehow to your advantage. Harness that energy into your focus or your aggression. Don't sit and worry about anything. When you look down those sights and pull that trigger, that's 100% you. That's nobody's opinion, nobody's nothing. That's you and your decision. Focus in on that and do it. I wouldn't have a care in the world of what anybody looks or thinks or what are they going to say. You can't be thinking about any of that when you're looking down those sights. So just have some confidence, find some competitiveness in you, and enjoy yourself.
Holy crap. Those are all three awesome suggestions and points. All three
get it right sometimes.
Suggestions. Yeah, seriously, that should be taken out as an excerpt. Those three, you guys' three things. That was pretty good. I don't want to cut off Foss because he's about to finish it. Go.
Now, one other thing she'll want to do too is get there early, walk those stages, go through there acting like you're shooting a gun, plan out your stages the way you want to shoot them, and try to stick with the plan when you go live.
If it's their first time, I'd also, would like to throw out, and I don't worry about impressing anybody. Try to have a good run. You at this point, I would assume you're more so competing with yourself, getting it done right, getting comfortable. You're not trying to come out first place, in a sense. A safe, correct run is probably perfect. You know what I mean? And who knows? You might end up being up there. So you might have a good day. Somebody else has a bad. I just wouldn't put a lot of pressure on yourself. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The first time you do it, don't get discouraged if you don't do it well.
I haven't been to that many competitions, but I've never been to one where anybody gave anybody any discouragement unless it was like a group of 3 really good friends ripping on each other.
That's exactly the way it is,
It's
G-Web.
always encouraging, right? And yeah, take your time. I can only urge that other last part you guys all kind of touched on. Take your time and enjoy yourself, because that's what it's all about. And then the rest of it just comes like anything. Once you've practiced it a couple of times, you can start challenging yourself. But no matter, you could be the slowest ever and people get a hoot out of it. And then the worst that happens ever is that they remember that one time you took what's the worst that could happen? You take 3 runs at a stage or something, like, then it'll be like, oh, remember that time when you took 3 runs at a stage 3 years ago? Like, no one will ever care in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can go through it, have a good day, have a bad day. You can go home and reflect and keep the excitement going, and then you could tell your husband that you're in need of a high dollar, high quality race gun.
Oh, I got an idea. Shoot 9mm, and then you can always blame the caliber.
Well, she's going to be shooting a really nice gun tomorrow. I think she's going to be running the Canic Rival, so she's going to be just fine as far as a gun goes.
Considering girls are statistically natural better shots than men, Mr.
Yes,
Hot Pop, he might be a little rubbed the wrong way if she does too well. You could also do little challenges between each other in your off time. I've done this, like, whose dish night is it going to be? Well, I'll bet you dishes I can hit this or I can hit that. Little competition on the side amongst the household, or there could be other incentives, but we won't make it a show like that. You can have fun with it and push yourselves even in your off time too. Because I'm sure you guys are, well, he's a competitor, so you probably don't really have off time, but there's ways of making things fun as well, but I won't get into detail.
So no matter how she does, I think James should take her out to a really, really nice restaurant after the match. Take her out, buy her something really nice, and don't buy her flowers, because Rob would say buy her flowers.
It is Mother's Day.
Cheap bastard. Oh, wait a minute now. You can take her out, but she doesn't get sprinkles unless she does well, damn it. I don't care if you're the wife, if you're the kid. Okay? Sprinkles are for winners.
Thanks for throwing those links out, Foss. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm going to try to find her link because she has a great channel.
One last word of advice, Hotshot. Remember, when you're running, when you start running from one place to another, keep the finger out of the trigger guard, because they'll DQ you for that too.
I got a competition question, Chris.
Yeah.
How many rounds do you usually shoot per stage?
A big stage, you're going to be looking at 32 to 34 rounds. If you don't, that's without any misses. And then, like, if you do a Virginia count stage, like a short stage, it's just 12 rounds.
Is there anything specifically for the 1911? I mean, because you have a single stack mag. You know what I mean? You're going to be doing a mag change like 3 times compared to somebody else. So it's like
sometimes 5 times. I've
there
seen guys change mag 5 times. Yeah, there is a production.
it's a stage so you're not at a disadvantage. Is what I'm getting at.
No, you get the USPSA is weird. Like you can shoot. They do have a single stack division. So you're going to automatically get more points than everybody else on your shots because you're basically you're kind of handicapped. You know what I mean? You only got 8 rounds in your mag. I've got a good friend of mine that shoots production. He's only allowed to have 10 rounds in a mag, but he gets more points. So like me, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. Like I don't get any extra points for what I'm doing because I'm running 47 round mags.
So thank you, Kingpin. You're a hell of a lot quicker at that than I was. So she does have a great channel.
She'll do good. She'll be hooked.
47 round eggs.
Yeah, the mag I run in my gun's got 40 is a 47 rounder.
Well, how many targets you got through a stage? I mean, so do you still do reload?
No, I don't have. Well, I don't have to reload unless the stage calls for a reload. Every stage is different. Like sometimes I got to load off of a barrel, so I might have to start clear up at the front of the stage, run backwards, grab my mag off the barrel, charge my gun, and start shooting.
Yeah.
Every paper target has to have 2 rounds put in it.
There's 3 zones. Slower than average at reloading?
Do what?
Are you slower than average at reloading?
No, I can reload pretty fast. I mean, I practice it all the time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out or wonder, is it, I mean, what reason do you have not to say reload once or twice if you're going to get more points and kick you up there? I mean, I know it's a reload.
It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's the division I shoot. I shoot the PCC division.
Okay.
I'm running a rifle. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all this stuff here. So
it's just you got there's a lot of rules that you got to look into depending on what division you go into. Like if you go into carry optics, you can only have your gun has to fit in a box with the mag in it. And if it doesn't fit in the box, then you get bumped to open. There's a lot of crazy rules, but every stage is different. Sometimes we have unloaded starts. Sometimes I have to start with my safety on. Sometimes I start with my safety off. It's fun. I mean, it makes you a good shooter. I mean, you're running against a timer and you're trying to get all your shots in the A zone, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I've shot about, I don't know how many, I've probably shot 50, 60 USPSA matches now.
That's gotta be fun, I would think. So yeah, just how you were stating how you don't get, or you get less or whatever because of your mag size. I was just thinking, maybe you could go down to a smaller mag size and then, technically be more
I see what you
know what I mean?
I get less points because I'm shooting a rifle versus shooting a handgun.
Okay. Well, what if you shot a handgun off the barrel of your rifle, like one of them little attachments to the end, but you still got a longer sight radius? Yeah. Is that cheating?
Yep. It'd probably send me home.
So do you get scored by time or by the accuracy of the shot?
It's a combined thing. So your time comes into play, and then like if you go, we all have to run through Practice Score. It's an app that keeps track of all our matches. So at the end of the day, like let's say I shoot 150 round match, it'll have how many alphas I shoot, how many Charlies I shoot, how many deltas. Then my times will all be on there. My split. So like there's split times, like especially if you're a handgun shooter, how fast you can pull from your holster and fire the first round on target. There's a lot of different parameters.
So M. Gabriel has a great question. How many points for bayonet?
There's different strategies too, right? Because some people shoot accurately, some people shoot fast because that's their preference or their skill, right? And then everybody else is trying to make up for the other. At least that's from my perspective, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it's a young man's sport, but it kind of is, because I mean, you can go out there and go slow and shoot all alphas, and you'll probably make top 15 or so, but the guys and girls that are gonna win the matches are super fast and super accurate.
And it's like race car driving. You don't know how good you are at race car driving until you're a race car driving speeds. Like, can you make turns at 180 or whatever they do? Like, you don't know until you do it. So when you're out there able to run really fast and shoot, you might be really bad. But if you spend a couple of thousand rounds running and shooting and running and shooting and running and turning around and shooting, like, you might be pretty good at it. And then keep 1,000 round pace or whatever, practice pace, you stay good at it, right? And then from my understanding, like, the best ones, they go as fast as they possibly can, and then it's sort of like a little bit of luck on if they kept all their rounds in. And like, basically it's a game of how many penalties you got, right? Like, you're all going as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And then a couple of strays get out of there, and that's it, as opposed to this person was the most accurate and it took them a little longer. Like, that's never the game, right?
Right. Like, Buck had a good question. He said, if you miss the target, do you leave the target or shoot till you hit it? If I can see the target, let's say I shoot 2 rounds, one lands in an alpha, and then I go clear off to the edge of the target and get a delta, I'll throw a 3rd round into the alpha, because it's the 2 best hits on the target that count. I can fire 10 rounds into that target, but only whatever your 2 best rounds are what's going to score. So if I can see the target, if it's close enough and I know I made a bad shot, then I'll throw another round into the target. If I can't see it, if I'm shooting at 125 yards out, you're kind of winging them at that point, because I got to hurry up and get that target shot and move on to my next one. So
we were shooting this match that's sort of a different type of thing. It's not anything. It's just a match here in Tucson that they shoot. And we were shooting that for our own, just shooting against ourselves, right? Just to practice and run our guns and to see if stuff worked, practice drawing and targets and that kind of thing. And this other guy was shooting with us in our group or whatever. And he was the kind who's like, bang, 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 like 5 shots on each target, because same thing, like they take your 2 best shots. So I think his philosophy was, I got all the magazines I need. I'm going to just throw a bunch of rounds into each target as fast as I possibly can, and I'll probably get 2 good ones. So is that from one of the games, or is that just the way he was playing that particular Saturday?
Yeah, that's kind of a bad strategy.
Because you run out of ammo because you only get so much, or just because it wastes everybody's
Well,
time?
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can run out of ammo. The other issue is you're wasting time, to just keep throwing rounds into a target.
If you just got better, you'd be faster.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, because you're wasting more time to shoot 5 then move on than to just shoot 2 faster.
Yeah. And it's like me, I've never actually come in first place in a match. Like, I just go do it for fun, and it keeps your skills sharp. We have stages where we got to kick doors open and shoot around corners, and sometimes we got to get down on the ground and shoot up underneath of the fence. Sometimes we got to shoot through ports. So
we had a stage at a state match one time where you put these glasses on that are weird, and they make you all disoriented because they're like really weird. And then you're sitting down or laying down, and then You got up into a sitting position, picked your gun up with these glasses on, so you were all weird. So that was kind of neat. Another one, you're got your hands in water, like in a sink, and then, you know, like if you're in a bathroom or something and something happened, and then, you know, so they give you sort of scenarios.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever seen anybody freak out? Like, you know, the golfers when they miss and start throwing clubs around and kicking, you know, and, I don't know, kicking
Like
targets.
people that are
And,
worried about their score.
yeah, like, you know, like
Oh yeah,
grown man have a shit fit right there on the range,
Yeah.
throwing his gun, kicking shit, acting like a 12-year-old. That happens.
that's why I don't go that much because of that. But it happens for sure. Because down here in Tucson, it's like, you know, we're not the big time, so we're the matches that people come down to. I don't know the deal, but they come down here to do something. I think to win or something. So they get really mad, and they're the people that you see rarely. Like they come down once or twice a year, and then they'll be here for the state match. But yeah, I've seen, and they always have like a wagon or a cart or one of those strollers, and they got a like the whole like setup. You know, like they're the pros, so they're like the person at the golf course that's like got all the stuff, you know, and they get really upset. Yeah.
Chris
But
has
that's
a cart.
probably every sport, right? I'm sure there's probably played darts, people that play darts that get like that.
Yeah, I just think, you know, self-control and guns and stuff. I just see that being a little
Oh no, not reckless, not
hairy.
like throw a gun down, but I'm just saying like overreact and get way too worried about their score. And it's like they get so worried about their score. Like if anybody else is paying attention to anybody's score, nobody knows what anybody's doing. We're just all out there shooting, and sometimes watching each other holster or something and being like, "Oh, I like the way you moved your voice vest out of the way" or something.
What are you saying, G, about the cart?
Oh,
So just-
I said that you had a cart.
Oh yeah, I pull everything in a cart, but I got all my Gatorade in there and all that stuff.
Well, you kind of got to. That's how you know if somebody's shot a match before, because otherwise you're lugging all your stuff and
Oh
you're
yeah, the
exerting
first
about.
match I shot, and I was carrying all my gear, and then I'm like, I started
You-
seeing all these guys with carts, and I'm like, I'm going to get in a cart. That lasted
At first, I
one
was like,
match.
"Yo, what's the point of this?" But then it's like it's like when you play golf and carry your own clubs. You're spending 3/4 of your own effort carrying your stuff around. You're not going to perform as good at the end because you've wasted all your energy just lugging your stuff around.
Yeah.
And undoubtedly, you forget something. Like the people that have everything plus some, like you would, because you got all this room. I just mean the people like that are the worst are definitely like that. Whenever, you know, when they're at a match, when the rest of us are just, you know, it's like two stages. So none of us have anything. We just have our gun on. And they're the ones that brought all their stuff because they came down from Phoenix and didn't know. You know, they brought all their stuff and they're just putting way too much effort into it.
So, what kind of cart do you use, Chris? Is
I
it
just-
something specifically for shooting sports?
No, I just use one of those folding carts, like you buy at Rural King or Walmart or something like that. One of those.
Costco.
Yeah, they're like a breakdown.
One of the old lady carts.
Like a wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just use a
Costco-
wagon.
Costco has ones that have the big giant wheels, so that they're designed to go through the sand or go through, you know, mud and crud and over rocks. So you can pull, like, some people will use them for pulling coolers and all your camping or beach equipment, and then, or other people use them to, you know, carry all
Like
their
what?
stuff to and from the range.
Just like a
Fair.
picnic or something.
You
If you're
always, you always want to have a chair on you.
Yeah. Well, and they usually give you, well, unless your range doesn't like it or something, they'll have you have like a rifle rack on there half the time. So you got a place to put your gun. It ain't falling over. You don't have to worry about it. You know where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a place we shoot at called Dynamic. They have rifle. They have a place to keep your rifles there. You don't have to. You can keep them in the bag in your cart as long as you have ECI in the chamber. I just keep an ECI in mine with a pole, like a pole rope on it.
Now, I don't know if this is a thing by you, but also out here, like if there's a let's say a roof or something, it's kind of like golf that might have like a little roof for if there's a bunch of people waiting for a stage or whatever, then there might be a rifle rack or something there for people that are just carrying their own stuff for whatever reason. There's going to be a place to put a rifle up. But if 3 hours of the day, that's in direct sunlight. So if you got your own cart where you can shove your rifle on, then you can move that into the shade and put your rifle there to cool down instead of having it sitting there in the direct sun because it happens to be that hour of the day.
Yep, that's a nice thing to have. I mean, and one thing I haven't added to my cart that I need to is I need to put an umbrella over top of mine. Just keep the rain out of it sometimes. I do have a tarp that I carry when I'm shooting in the rain. I'll just throw a tarp over my cart, but I need to just get an umbrella on it.
So, Jet asked if Mrs. Hotshot had a channel. She does. Kingpin threw a link to it earlier. It is in the chat. Yeah, reloading from the hot pot out there, he's got a lot of match videos because he shoots a lot of different stuff than I do. He shoots IDPA, USPSA, and 3-gun, and I only shoot USPSA now. So I just threw a link out. That is to her channel. I forgot to add that. So,
Have you seen any sabotage in the sports? Somebody trying to, I don't know, click somebody's site or, swap out ammo or, oh, let me show you, help you. And then they strip their firing pin, things like this. Anything along those lines where it was just like, I can't believe some idiot tried that or something.
No, I've never seen anything like that. Now I have seen guys that are like buddy that go down range when they're scoring a target or something, and maybe they shot a Charlie, but they'll be like, we'll give him 2 alphas. Sometimes that happens, but
ooh,
yeah, best friends will screw around with each other, but nobody's about to. They're more like, this is other people's property and stuff. Nobody's going to do that.
yeah, like when we shoot local matches, we have to do everything for ourselves. So we kind of have to range officer ourselves. We have to run the tablet. We have to run the timers. Now, if you shoot a major match, like a level 2 or 3, they have an actual staff there. You're not going to get away with that kind of stuff there. But I mean, to be honest with you, Rob, the community is, we're all like super tight-knit group of guys.
That one asshole. There's always an asshole.
It'll happen at the state matches where people come. It'll happen at the state matches where people come from other places and shoot it. Because that's what I was going to say. I stay in Tucson, and whatever is in Tucson, I used to go shoot at. Not everything, but when stuff came to Tucson, I would go shoot at it. So if it was this or that or the other thing, if it was in Tucson, I'm shooting it. So the stuff that comes down here would be your occasional match, or maybe somebody, a shooter or a gun shop or some other thing would like create a match or bring a match down here, right? The range for a match to happen down here. And then these state matches, like I think it's just the ranges themselves petition to be one of the state matches or something. So they'll have one of the state matches down here. And that's where I would see the worst or the most variety of stuff. Because like he's saying, when it's us people in Tucson shooting with each other, we all know each other. It's just that this week we brought rifles and next week we're bringing pistols, and the week after that it's pistols again. But we're just shooting whatever's in town because that's what's in town. And I think there was some league people that would shoot like the same match every month. And again, they're basically, they might not be best friends, but they all know each other. They shoot with each other every month. So it's not like you get too many odd people. That being said, now that I'm saying this out loud, though, there were this one guy was kind of weird, and he would always show up. But that's, I'm guessing you're going to have the same thing at a bowling club or like at a dart throwing match. Like there's some people show up and they're a little bit different than everybody else, but nothing unsafe ever. Just kind of obnoxious or really loud, or, just maybe worried about the score more than other people.
I've seen personally between people where, they were friends, but the competition got to the point where one of them tried to screw the other to get, accredited for it. And you know what I mean? To
That
win
might
in the
happen
end.
with the people that are trying to win. I've never been that end of it. So that's true. Like there might be something between the top 3 people where they're pushing each other around or getting really mad about what was on the line or not, right?
I mean, I've shot even with a lot of the pros, and they're humble as can be. I mean, they're real helpful. It's like my best friend Keith. I mean, he's pretty much guaranteed to always be in the top 10, if not top 5 of every match he shoots. And he is the most helpful person ever. If you go up to him and ask him a question, or if he sees you doing something wrong, he'll walk over to you and he'll help you out. Everybody in the USPSA is pretty good. I mean, as far as guys I've shot with. Now, sometimes, like if there's a major match coming up, like Keith got invited to nationals this year. That's why I'm going to Talladega to film him. But
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. But the only time the pros will get a little, I don't want to say they're standoffish, but they just might not be as talkative or is if they're shooting a local match the weekend before a major match that they have to win. They're real focused, so they're not going to hardly spend any time with you. But other than that, everybody's pretty cool in the USPSA.
I was going to say this as you said, focus. That's all the word I was going to say too, is that when the state matches, you can tell the people that shoot professionally or whatever, because they're not like unapproachable. It's just that they're there to shoot. They're not, they're not sitting down and farting around about the weather or worrying about news or politics. You can kind of tell they're going through strategy in their head and they're thinking about count and they're there playing a game. They're in their heads in the game.
So
what happens if
hello?
there's a major distraction, like a car accident or something in the parking lot or this or that? Does the stage still count? Where everybody could complete, but people's attention was distracted, or somebody paid some chick to run across the field, not the field, but through the parking lot naked or something. Some weird distraction that's not normal. Do they continue the stage? Do they restart the stage? How does that, what I mean? A fire breaks out in the bathroom. Any weird things like that happen?
I've had rain come down, but I haven't had a weird thing like that happen. But I haven't been to very many matches either.
So want to say hello to Tread out there. So welcome.
Yeah, I've never seen anything weird like that. I mean, every now and then a strange thing happens. Gene and I were at a match about a month ago where a guy's gun fell out of his holster onto the ground. Because the open gun shooters, they use these, I don't even know how to explain it. These holsters they're strange. They just kind of sit on, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain these holsters, but the guy actually dropped his gun on the ground, which it was unloaded because we're not allowed to have a loaded firearm until the range officer tells us to put our mag in. But they're real serious about stuff like that. So when that gun hit the ground, we all had to they moved us all out of the area where the gun was. And then you have to wait for the range officer to pick the gun up and give it back to the competitor. So.
Well, I guess since it doesn't seem to be a thing, I could start another business up. You guys need Distraction Inc. to come up and
Be like golf, we'd be yelling, "Get in the hole!"
Yep, never had a car accident or anything like that. The only time I've ever had a match shut down was for lightning. If it's pouring down rain, we still have to shoot. I mean, we don't have to. We can go home and forfeit the match, but they're not going to cancel it.
Rob's just looking for another way he can get a quick buck.
Well, hey, I'm just saying, if the star competitor's got a shellfish allergy or something, some random chick could walk up, give him a kiss, wish him luck, and the guy freaked out. I mean, lots of weird things happen with just a little research. Murphy's out there, folks.
Now he's talking about attempt murder. crap. Remember, the views and opinions of New York Outcasts are that of New York Outcasts. They do not reflect on Chris from the 740, DM Foss, Jason Stewart, or G Webs, or myself. They are the views and opinions of Rob D himself.
No, correction. I support Rob.
Hey, he knows how to win.
I'm just not going to be the one sitting in the jail cell next to him.
There ain't no winner that ain't never cheated.
Oh, boy. I'm just shocked somebody out there hasn't tried something. Some kind of little sneaky angle or something. I mean, the sports, they catch these guys with electric motors in their the gear housing or whatever to connect to the sprocket and stuff. There's so many dang sports out there where some guy, I don't know why, because he's dedicated his whole damn life, or lady, tries to take a shortcut one day and just destroys their whole career for it. You know what I mean? It's I don't know why people do this stuff, but they tend to keep doing it. So I figured this sport wouldn't be any different.
Oh yeah, Rob, you're talking about taking it to another level. Like, the top shot comes to town, you know what hotel room he is, so you get the one next door and make sure he don't sleep all night. Yeah.
I can't even say that. I'm saying too much again. But yeah, I mean, when your livelihood depends on it, you put in some work, damn it.
You ain't winning money at these competitions.
Yeah,
All you're doing is winning little tiny trophies at max.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's making a living, really. Maybe
You got a lot of guys that get free guns and free ammo that are really good, but they ain't getting paid. It's all bragging rights, is all it is.
So Ozzy's out in the crowd. Welcome, Ozzy.
But that's probably why there's not that kind of effort put into distracting or psyching people out or that kind of element, because it's just having fun, really.
Although Max Michelle probably is making a pretty nice paycheck doing what we do. He since he shoots for SIG.
Well, the thing is he's built himself as a brand, and now he's selling his, brand, or
Still, just the nicest guy. I got to meet him at Area 5 in Kentucky. Just the coolest dude to talk to. But yeah, he's definitely making money. I mean, he's got his own gun. I mean, I don't think there's any USPSA shooter that has actually ever got their own signature pistol, but he did.
So how would it look if he ended up being found naked in an alley with a stripper, all high as hell, and didn't even know why?
Probably like him even more.
Right? I mean,
my kind of guy.
Cocaine and hookers is what a lot of people strive for.
His sales go up on his pistol.
Come on, man. You said this guy was best of the best. One hooker? Come on.
I said hookers, plural.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're talking like Michael Strahan style.
Yeah, well, let's not prejudge anybody here.
Or what was Taylor, Lawrence Taylor, LG.
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, where he used to send cocaine and hookers to the opposing teams. Yep, QB.
Brilliant strategy.
That's funny.
I forgot about Lena Michalek. She's probably making some money too.
Jerry, he's got his own shotgun.
Well, yeah, but Lena actually shoots USPSA, and she's good too.
I was gonna say they're more like spokesmen and like team shooters. It's like they're not getting paid for their performance. They can win or lose and still get paid by Smith and Wesson.
See, Kingpin
showing up and signing autographs and selling shirts. Like they got a lot more than just winning. I mean, if they started to suck, but they have too many accomplishments. I think they could get paid for the rest of the time they want to shoot, right?
Kingpin's got a hustle going on. He says USPSA sends me $100 check every month not to show up.
That's pretty nice. That way people like think they can still shoot good. They don't think that it's over.
They just don't want him distracting all the females.
We're never going to be that good, so I'm just going to quit.
Yeah, Ball just hit the point too. That's where a lot of your pro shooters make their money is training. They travel, like guys like Ben Stoger. He travels all over the United States. He's come to our local club here in Ohio and done a weekend class. So that's where they make all their money is.
Yep.
And they might coach people, right? Like have specific consulting that they're doing.
Yeah.
Kids or pros or something. Like I'm sure.
Yeah, normally like if they come in, like when they came to Richwood, he brought Joel Park with him, who is another really good USPSA shooter. But they keep the classes kind of small and then they'll break them up. So like they might only allow 20 people in and they'll take 10 guys with Ben and 10 guys with Joel so they can get, and it's normally always 2 days of class. And I think a minimum of 1,000 rounds that you have to bring with you. So you're getting a lot for your money. And I mean, most guys my friends that have taken those classes, they were definitely better shooters when they came out of it.
Do they allow pets? Do these guys show up with their little pocket dogs making a bunch of noise and shit on the sidelines?
Well, we almost always have at least one person brings a dog to the matches. Yeah.
They sit there and bark and yap the whole time and things? Or
No.
We've got range dogs in Arizona too, but those dogs grew up doing it, so they sit around. They just have fun in the parking lot, usually running around.
A lot of German Shepherds. We'll have a lot of German Shepherds at the matches, and they don't even, the guns don't bother them. They just do their thing.
Earlier, you didn't introduce us to your dog.
Oh, I couldn't believe she came back here. She never comes back here with me, man. She's a mommy's girl. She's not. I was shocked she came back. Yeah, I love that little. That's Ivy. She's my little buddy.
So, I want to thank everyone that's gone over and became a channel friend of Mrs. Hot Pot. I think she's gone up like 7 or 8 subscribers already. So, thanks everyone.
That is awesome. She is a good person. I'll tell you what. I've got to meet her in person. I've got to hang out at the range with her. She is a super cool person to be friends with.
Better watch yourself, buddy. Shit.
No, I got a lot of respect for Gene. Gene is a good buddy of mine.
Yep. Gene's a good guy. I've been on a couple chats with him and always fun, always respectful.
Yeah, I'm liking Gene too, man. He's got a great voice, man. He'd be like great on the radio or something, man, or like a spokesman or something. But I'd like to meet him, man. Seems like a big good guy. I'd also be interested in getting some ink work done too.
Get him and DJ to have their own show together. 2 of the greatest voices on YouTube.
You said him and who?
DJ. DJ's got. I love DJ's voice. You can tell.
Yeah. Thanks. No, I know my audio's messed up anyway because I'm not on my earbuds. For some reason, StreamYard won't let me use them. But I at least think I'd be somewhere 5th, 6th in the list. I don't know.
I got you somewhere around 25th.
Very good, Jason. We can have a tattoo party.
Oh, I'm down for that, man. I need some fixins and I need some new.
He's not that far from us, about an hour.
Y'all keep rolling the smoke tattooed. Damn, woman. They could like hear your sneeze.
Well, say God bless you. Don't yell at her. Damn. This guy, you know? That poor girl.
Oh, I'm not even gonna. There you go, Rob. The comment on the screen's for you.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
You want fries with that?
Extra napkins, please.
I threw in some extra napkins. You boys have a good evening.
She okay back there?
Yeah, allergies.
You gonna put your shoes back on? Shit.
No, I don't wear shoes. I wear sandals. Did you not see it in the video? I showed the damn sandals.
Well, if she's sneezing like that, it might be time to take a shower, bro.
You're a croc man, huh?
No Crocs. These are sandals.
Oh, Bald, I don't want to hear it. Got 4th overall and 3rd in carry optics. That's pretty doggone good, I'd say.
That's because he paid off the friggin' Max
Yep.
people.
Mobbed up. He took him out the night before. Met him at the hotel. Saw him in the hot tub.
Are you lowering your voice, Rob?
Yes, yes, he's trying to put a little bass in it.
Of course not. That'd be ridiculous.
Hey, man, that's pretty good, Bald, man. Congratulations.
He's a
And
good
I'm glad
shooter.
you feel it's not good enough. That's the attitude to have.
I'd
You know,
like
if you
to
would've-
see him. I'd like to see him shooting in a free state where he could have a lot more rounds in his magazines, because he's a good shooter. He's good at USPSA.
All that KGB training coming back.
Yeah, XKGB.
They've made movies about Bald.
I know if he ever moves to Tennessee like he's talking about, I'm definitely going down to shoot a match with him. We'll have fun.
Yeah, he's the inspiration behind John Wick.
He makes me tired just watching him change how many times he has to change mags.
Oh, I didn't mean his shooting ability. I meant the Russian mob part.
Oh,
Second place is the first loser, Dale Earnhardt.
So he says shooting area 8 in August.
Can't remember where that one's at.
Reloading says we can't go there. Our mags would be disqualified.
He'd be in jail.
well, if he got caught. The tree falls in the woods, but nobody's around. Does it make a noise?
Yes.
If a tree
Yes.
falls in the woods, then somebody should be alerting the EPA or at least the Forest Service about this. Somebody at the federal government needs to hear about this.
Area 8's not too far of a drive from me. That's in Pennsylvania.
Always follow a lot of people. I'm just joking around.
Kingpin says that we're all disrespectful because Bald is a Mexican.
How much longer are we going to go? Not that I care.
I was getting ready to kind of wrap it up because I know here in about 10 minutes or so, we're going to have a Miss Brooke Cheney from, crap, I'm drawing a blank on her channel.
A Great Start Shooting School.
Yes, a Great Start Shooting School is going to be doing Suicide Saturday prevention. So, great live stream where she talks about how 2 out of 3 gun deaths are suicides. So, definitely does some great little videos, and they're normally roughly about 15 minutes unless she's interviewing somebody. So we'll start with Mr. G Webs. You got any plugs, shout outs, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Thanks for the invite. It was fun chat. Lots of good topics tonight. Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. Mr. Jason Stewart, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, just good to hang out with y'all, man. Thanks for inviting me in the conversation. Hope everybody has a good Mother's Day tomorrow. And we'll see you as soon as we can. Thanks for calling.
And again, thank you, Jason, for joining the panel. Always fun to have you. And Rob D, the New York Outcast, anything you want to plug, like Arnell Displays or anything like that?
Sure. Arnell Displays. I got some videos up. If anybody's interested, would like you to ignore all the Glock talk that may have happened this night. Eat a salad. Active.
But do you not offer a Glock Mag PCC stand on Arnell Displays?
I do, because I care about you people. You know, you Glock guys and all, so, and girls, you know, but all in all, you know, friends don't let friends buy Glocks or drive drunk or, you know, smoke meth. But anyway, thanks for having me. And as usual, have a great night. Eat a salad. Peace.
Thank you again, Rob, for hosting a live stream earlier and then coming on here. So thanks, Mr. DM Foss. What do you got going on? Overnight show, Wednesday night mouse party.
Yeah, there's overnight tonight, 11 p.m. Pacific. We're going to talk about anti-gun companies and who might be, who might not be, and misconceptions and whatnot.
Oh, I misread that. I thought it said air gun companies.
And then there's been links out in the chat, so check out anybody that's been on the panel, or there's been links for people out in the side chat. Find somebody new, or better yet, start making videos yourself, because you never know who wants to hear what you have to say.
If Foss or Chris could do me a huge favor and throw Kingpin's link out there, since he's always supporting everybody else and he never ever asks for anything in return, and he's in almost everybody's live streams.
I think I
Does
put
great
one
work.
earlier.
But yes, Kingpin is an amazing guy. And Chris from the 740, when you get done, you want to give
Yeah, it
any
looks like-
channel leaks and plugs for yourself?
G-Web's got the link for Kingpin.
Man, everybody, somebody always beats me to it.
Yeah.
He's going to get a double link. No, I'm not going to plug anything tonight other than I do want to say, Mrs. Hotshot, just have fun tomorrow. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to be hooked on shooting matches after that. The side chat was awesome tonight. A lot of great questions. Had a blast on the panel. This was a fun night. I just had a good time. And the only thing I'm going to plug is come over and hang out with G23 and I Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, on my live chat. And that's it.
Yep. So enjoy, everyone. Play the outro, and we're out of here.